do it. I've got like an hour. Oh, it's been so long since you've done that.
Recording in progress.
Recording in progress. I was about to tell you how much time I have and what my hard stop is. And then, not my safe word. That's totally different. But, look who it is.
This episode is dedicated to little Erin.
It is to little Erin, who's been so... Oh.
To Melissa Linden, who apparently does still listen.
You know who else listens a lot?
Who?
Fever. Fever. People might know her as Piper. How come your audio just cut out?
I'm shouting.
Oh, it did. Wow, that's funny. It totally... Zoom was like, we'll have none of this. For those of you who follow Nanaland, and why wouldn't you? But check this out. This is why I love this show this much. Fran and I were trying to figure out which episode this was going to be. We just decided it's season 3, episode
we
1.
Gave up.
We did. We're like 14, 15, I don't know. Season 3 now. Welcome to the season 3 premiere of the Fran and Carlo Get OCR adjacent. My dog is rubbing her butt on the floor in celebration because she has allergies.
My belly.
You are rubbing your belly. I'm not really rubbing anything right now, which
you shouldn't be rubbing anything right now.
Thank you. Well, I mean, don't you tell me what to do. I'm a man of... Okay. Well...
So what is your safe word?
So it's... Shh. Am I telling you that?
Me and my daughter have... That just came out.
Here we go. Kicking off the show. We have months of stuff to talk about, and we're like, let's talk about safe words.
Me and my daughter have a safe word for when we're both getting tired and annoyed, so that we don't argue.
Oh, that's a great idea.
We decided on it before we went to Disney, because what happens is we both get to a point when we're really tired, and then we end up falling out, and we always know it afterwards. And so we said, how about we come up with a safe word? We didn't actually need to use it at Disney because we didn't fall out once, but it was a really good idea. So then we can just be like, okay, let's chill.
Yeah. That's a dude, that is life advice right there.
I know.
Because I know friends that could use that. You know? Your social battery gets full, or your crowd and you're just like, it's like, just tell me. Don't you know who never had that? My mother. And so instead, I go to therapy. But that's okay.
That's okay. So what I have instead is I have a safe face. So like at World's Toughest Mudder, you guys just knew Fran is up to here. We're going out.
Dude. Yeah.
That was Should we talk about that weekend?
Yes, we should. By the way, was that Friday when we were all just like, we're going to go ahead and let just Fran do whatever she wants and not be around her because it's going to take one tiny little like, hey, Fran,
okay,
what's up? And then it was going to be like, and we're all going to be dead.
That makes it sound like I'm really spoiled.
Oh, no.
Which I am. But that wasn't the case in that moment.
Well, should we start like, that's part of the weekend.
It is part of the weekend.
I only have an hour, but.
Okay, let's just start on Thursday and whiz through the whole weekend. So I'm sure Jason's covered everything in Tech Talk.
Yeah, well, but we're doing like high level, like fun things, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna set the stage.
Okay.
Let's go back in time 2 months now. Our best little Wayne's World. How'd that just come up the other day? Wayne's World.
It came up with us the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was doing the blue. I said to Justin, because I was going up you know how narrow and tight my stairs are. They're quite small.
I do. I know everything about your house now.
You do, because you stayed here. And I was saying, imagine, because he's so big, and I said, it must be really hard for you to move because you've got like no space. And then I was like, imagine being me if you lived in my body for a day because I'm so much smaller than you, and you'd be like,
so much room for activities
on the stairs. And I said, you can't even turn around on the stairs.
I love that.
And then
my daughter just this past weekend was at the Warped Tour down in Long Beach, California, which I was very jealous of, but also very proud because I grew up going to the Warped Tour. Now she gets a chance to go to the Warped Tour. And she was
He's
sending
just
me
a
a
little
picture of
guy.
this gent. She said, "It's just a little guy." She was
Little
sending me a
guy.
picture of this guy, like in the pit, who had
Another
this
little guy.
sign just defining like where the pit was. It was kind of fun. But what she wasn't noticing, because we're different generations, is the guy was wearing like an old school Wayne Stock T-shirt from like Wayne's World 2, and I'm like, Sterling. More importantly than the guy holding the sign, do you know anything about that shirt? Because remember in
Well,
the
then
movie they
that's, but
what?
Carl, I've got to say that's bad parenting on your behalf.
Because I haven't shown her. I know she's seen Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. Wayne's World.
Okay,
Party time.
so
Excellent.
So,
So,
we're gonna go back in time, a couple months. Do it again. That's us traveling back through time. It is the Thursday before World's Toughest Mudder.
uh-huh,
For me, for
uh-huh,
me personally,
uh-huh.
a simple journey.
Yes.
I take a nice, long 10-hour flight
Uh-huh.
in premium economy. Thank you very much.
Ooh la
Uh,
la.
which on United is like, you could probably do better, but whatever.
Premium
I
economy, though,
arrive.
I very rarely fly premium economy.
Me too. I
I
only do it
fly the
internationally.
worst of economy.
You do, and I shared that with you, and it was fine. Look at us. We
Look at
were
us.
fine. We were fine. Sitting
We were
next to
fine.
strangers, didn't even try to get seats together. Anyway, this story's gonna take forever. I arrived at Heathrow first. I was meeting Jason and Piper
Jason
and my
Derulo.
nope, Jason Dupree and Mike and Caitlin. I
So
had to meet
Caitlin
them.
and Mike had arrived a week before and had been in
Oh, that's
London. And Caitlin was really worried because Jason had hired a minivan. And Caitlin kept saying, but is our luggage gonna fit? And Mike's luggage had gone missing. So they had a bit less luggage. She's still like, is my luggage gonna fit? And I was
it's
like,
true.
listen, Jason never lets us down. Jason never lets us down. And he's like, so tomorrow's gonna be the day I let y'all down. And I was like, no, your luggage will fit in the car. I trust in Jason. And she was like, is my luggage gonna fit? And yeah. So
Yes,
with that tidbit
great,
of information.
great setup. So, well, the first thing that happened was I showed up at like 7. I knew I was the first one there, and then Piper showed. By the way, we're meeting at like the Terminal 5 Avis rental car lobby.
Mhm.
Uh, as Jason learned later that day, depending which terminal you're in, there's more than one Avis uh, rental car area. Terminal
God, this is
5
gonna take so long.
Terminal 5 goes to a different rental car place. So we were all kind of hanging out waiting for Jason. And he's like, wait, where are y'all at? And we're like, we're right here. And he's like, oh, I'm way over here. So Jason eventually gets the vehicle. Oh, by the way, let's not forget, Jason got rerouted on the way to the East Coast. So none of our
Wait,
OCR
wait,
report.
that's part of a different. That's a bit different. So Jason's
Oh,
flight, he flew Texas, I think Texas to New
to New
York
York.
to London,
Yep. Yep.
and he arrives in London, and his baggage hasn't arrived because he fortunately has not been the victim of misconnections that often, and didn't quite have the fear of baggage not arriving. But the problem with Jason's baggage not arriving is that everything we need to put on a live stream is in that baggage.
The biggest plastic, hard plastic cases you could think of. Fran, we're going to call that, though, a bit of a blessing in disguise.
Because
And let me
Caitlin's bags got into the van, and
be,
that's what matters.
because
That's what
because
matters.
we did not have a minivan. We had a Peugeot SUV,
It was pretty
seven
small
seven passenger.
if you have no
Smuggling,
baggage.
if you're smuggling children, yeah,
And
there
you did
is
smuggle me in the boot at one point.
there is zero chance if Jason's luggage was with us that we would have all fit. And actually,
But
I don't know what we would have done because we couldn't put it on
well,
top.
whatever you would have done would have been better than having to find Jason's luggage. Because you could have
He
just
did
hired another car.
he did go through a lot.
We all did.
So Jason eventually met us at the airport, and we all piled in. There's videos of us piling all of our bags into the back. Um, And then we started on the 2.5 hour, 2 hour jaunt up to our place in Nottingham. Now,
Which
Fran,
was.
yeah, let me say this. I don't know.
Mhm.
I've been around the UK a
Uh-huh.
little,
Uh-huh.
but like
Yeah.
if I roll
Yeah.
into a neighborhood, and I understand things are old in England, everything is
Yeah.
old
There's
except for
old.
your yes. But
Except for what?
when we roll when we roll up
Except for
to
what?
well, I was gonna say except for new build stuff, but nobody cares
Oh,
about
okay.
that.
No,
And
I
there was a
hate
lot
them.
of new builds. I was surprised how much new build stuff there was going on, but
Yeah.
they try to make it look old. But when we rolled up to the front of our Airbnb, and I was kind of like, "Are we all right here? Like this place? I don't like. No, I don't know. Maybe this is just how neighborhoods look." I was a little like,
Mm.
people were like looking out their window, like peering through their blinds at us.
Mhm.
There was gentlemen having arguments on the street. Like, I was just like, okay, well, I'll wait for Fran to get here because she'll be a good judge. Fran,
And judge I will.
do you remember what you said when you rolled up? I don't even remember your exact words, but I do.
I do. I
Okay.
said, well, this is urban, isn't it?
I believe at one point when you passed me on the stairs, you said, "This place is dodgy AF, mate," but you didn't say AF. And I was like, "Oh, I knew it." I Anyway,
So
whatever.
there was no parking outside the house, and the
Nope.
closest parking was a mile away. Which actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise because it meant I didn't have to leave my car outside the house.
Yeah, because it was probably safer a mile away. The only questionable part was the walk from the yeah. Jack Goris ended up, by the way, didn't know
I
you
made
could
Jack
do
Goris
this.
walk.
Oh boy, he loves you for that. Jack Goris ended up finding literally a driveway. There's a service like a parking service, but
Yeah,
people just rent out
I'm cheap, and I wasn't doing that.
people rent their driveways.
Hmm.
So like 2 blocks away, he just parked in some people's driveway for the rest of the trip that we were there.
Yeah, but I didn't want to pay that because I was paying £2.50 a day, and he was paying like 35.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'll just walk.
But Jack's also young and has no dependents and lives in a basement and like and is a general nuisance to me at most trips.
What else? I mean, this is going to take real. Am I
Yeah, we gotta
recording
be.
this on? We've got to be
Yeah, you are.
faster. So,
Yeah.
another special thing about the Thursday is that it was Jack Goris's birthday, and that's all we have to say about that. Moving on.
Yep. Yep. We got some balloons and surprised him, and he
It
pretended
was
not
so
to.
cute.
It was cute.
It was so
My
cute.
favorite thing about Jack is watching him like act like things don't matter to him when you
Nonchalant when he's actually
know.
chalant.
Oh, oh, he probably. I was
Cried.
gonna. Yes, yes, he probably cried. I was his roommate that weekend.
Did you hear him
Way
cry?
more than I wanted to be, but probably. You
Mm.
know what that kid can do? That kid can sleep.
Oh my God.
He just like, I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm like, bro, you
Yeah.
asleep? He's asleep. He's asleep. It was also very hot
It was
when we were
very
there,
hot.
and
And you know
y'all
what?
don't.
Since then, it has not been hot. Like the weather has changed 27 million times a day.
Yep.
And y'all going to be in
I
a big shock next year if you think it's going to be just as hot, because it might be, but it might not be.
I feel like that was you were kind of telling us that exact weather forecast the whole time. It might be, but it might not be.
Yeah, you just don't know. That's the thing. You just don't know.
And at first, I was like, okay, Fran, okay, Fran, okay, Fran, because the weather out at the site was pretty consistent. It was just hot.
It really
But
was, unusually so.
but after spending a day or two in Manchester, where you live, I actually got, I mean, post event, pre event and post event, no, or post event, I actually got to experience. I was like, this is what she's talking about. We're out in the park, and I have my puffy jacket on because it's hot. But then the clouds part, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, I'm sweating balls. Hang on, I gotta take my jacket off, and it's just, but it just, and then the wind picks up, and then it rains, and then it's hot again, and then I'm like, what? This is what she was talking about, but we didn't really get that out in Grantham.
But we might
So
next year. Who knows?
next year and the year after.
And the year
Since, by the
after.
way, for those who don't know, they've locked in that location for 2 years, which I am cool with, by the way.
I'm cool with if we find better location state. In fact, Jack sent me some Airbnbs today I need to look at.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah, not staying in those ones. Anyway, so
Uh,
Thursday was great. We had
yeah,
pizza. We played
Oh,
games.
we played games
We
on the
played
Switch. That
games.
was
That
awesome.
was
We
fun. That
learned
was
that Will
fun.
Hicks is a pretty. Will was actually with us for a little while,
Will's a good
and
liar.
he's a competitive liar when it comes to games. I don't know about real life, but we'll say when games require lying, Will is surprisingly good. So so was Piper, by the way.
Surprisingly so. Good
Piper
old
low
FIFA.
key, yeah. Piper low key, like she just was like she knew when to keep her mouth shut, which is my problem because I don't. I'd be like, what if I didn't talk? And I'd be like, God, that's stupid.
Yeah, it's
What if I
never
didn't
gonna
talk?
happen. That's
By the way,
never gonna happen.
we totally glossed over the fact that we're dedicating this episode to little Aaron. So little Aaron,
No, we
Miss
didn't. We
Linda.
said Little Aaron, Miss London,
Oh yeah, and Piper.
and
Oh
FIFA.
yeah, and Fever. I do have to say this:
FIFA.
more people than I actually expected, like came up in the UK and were like, "Hey," or saw me on course and were like, "Carlo, hey, love the episodes." And I was like, "What? For real?"
Nobody said that to me.
Well, you were tucked away in a little tent.
Everyone hates me.
I was out with the
I
people,
can't believe they
Fran.
hate me.
I was out with the people. I was suffering. I wasn't sitting in a chair having mint Oreos like a
I didn't
gross
have mint
person. I know
Oreos.
you didn't. I know you. No one in their right mind has mint
I
Oreos.
love mint Oreos.
You take that back. You
No,
take
I
that
will
back right.
not.
You take that back right now. It's not even
I will
real.
not. I like mint Oreos.
It probably has animals in it.
It doesn't. Oreos are
Oh,
vegan.
I wish it did so you wouldn't eat it. I'm just trying to save my friends from mint Oreos.
I like mint Oreos.
They only exist because Will Hicks. If Will didn't eat them,
Listen, me and Will align on a few things: reclining chairs in the plane and mint Oreos.
and thumbs up emojis that show up randomly on
Why is my neck so liney? I
your
can kind
neck
of
is
sit.
not lined. You're doing fine. Okay.
Anyway, so we're still on Thursday, and I want to go to
Yes.
bed.
Yes. By the way, no bag. Jason's bags
Still haven't turned up. And we're
not
super
on Thursday.
cool. He's like, okay, y'all, my bags are turning up tomorrow. They're on a flight right now to Manchester and they're gonna deliver them tomorrow. And us just being all stupid idiots, we're like, oh cool, bags are arriving tomorrow. Let's go out on course and film a course preview.
Course
So,
preview
Friday
video.
rolls around, we're like super cool, bags are definitely gonna arrive. We go out on course, we film a course preview. That was fun. And
It was
then
hot.
it was hot. And then me and Jason go off to find SIM cards, and that starts to become a little stressful when we start to realize that SIM cards are not that easy to get hold of,
Oh,
and
that was
his bags have not arrived in Manchester.
yeah. There were multiple times during that lead up to the event where I was saying things to myself like, I'm so glad that's not my responsibility. Because I wouldn't even know what to do. And two, I'd be so stressed. I'd be so
Yeah,
stressed.
so a lot of that became partly somewhat is also my responsibility somehow. And that's
I,
why on Friday night you had to leave me on my own. It
I
got to a point, Mike was great. He came with me to the EE store. So at one point on Friday, Jason was driving from Grantham to Manchester. My
yep,
brother and my mum, who live in Manchester, were driving back and forth to the airport, trying to find the bags, ringing up people
amazing.
like, where are they? They found his backpack with some clothes in it, but they didn't find any of the kit. I was like, right, what's the minimum that we need? Trying to find out where to buy gimbals from, if we needed any more gimbals, like finding out all the bits like I can get this, I've got an HDMI kit, like literally cobbling together. And I don't know if people want to tell this story, but we're telling it because it was great teamwork. Mike came with me to the EE store. We met an amazing guy at EE in Grantham who was so kind and friendly and helpful. And EE, and sponsors we wish we had. EE, please.
But
Like
oh, taking it
they
back to
sorted me out
season
with
one.
like 5, 4, however many SIM cards that I'm not really supposed to have. And they gave me like special leeway and they were really friendly and they're really good. And then we
Mhm.
needed one more. And I just got to a point where I was like, I refuse to take responsibility for this. I'm not going to do it. And I called Dustin and I was like, I'm not doing this. We need one more SIM card. Somebody else can do it because it ain't going to be me. And get me a burger, please.
Ooh.
So he found the worst vegan burger in Nottingham, which was not his fault. It looked better and got a SIM card. And then I got back to the house and you guys were like, well, bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's
We,
probably because I walked in like this.
yeah. As someone, it's one of those things. As someone who kind of grew up in a angry household,
So I
right?
triggered you.
You no, but the thing is, you kinda, but not in the worst way. But the thing is, you learn to recognize people's moods but based on just their. You don't wait for noise. You just look and try to gauge, like, yep, not today,
I'm
and
feeling
just
really guilty now, Carlo.
no, 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 no. Knowing the day you had, dude, we knew this before you got there because we knew what you were going through because we were keeping up on group chats. So it was just one of those days where it's like, Fran's gonna need a rest from everything, so she's not gonna want to come home to a house full of people just being like blah 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 blah. Let's play the game where we lie blah 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 blah. And
I
Jack's
actually
like, you're
kind of really
Shamu.
wanted to. I really would have liked to do that, but then I had to edit the course preview, which was my first ever filmed and, but definitely edited, filmed and edited video for the OCR report. That was mine. That was the first time I've ever done it. That was my premiere. I thought you were listening to me intently, but you just frozen. That's what's happened.
Like,
I thought you were
oh
like, wow, this is so interesting, but you just
no,
frozen.
now we're good.
Did you
So it
hear
was your
any of
first.
that? Because I,
No,
yeah,
I just heard it. It was your first ever.
it was my first ever filmed, definitely filmed, well, definitely edited, maybe filmed video for
That's
the
how you
OCR
refer to it.
report. It was my first ever
Nice.
edited video for the OCR report. That was a
I loved
biggie.
it.
It wasn't
Yeah.
like that well done, but and I had to like use Jason's
Says you.
weird PC laptop, which
Oh,
scared me.
you
Um,
know, I don't remember. Oh, I was trying to think of where. I'm like, where did we go that Friday night? We
you
went
went to the
to the community
Friday night
dinner,
dinner, and I didn't
which,
go, which is the first time I've missed it.
and it was. I mean, again, if again, we're working on this for next year. We stayed too far from the venue,
Too far. It was so far.
like a 45-minute drive. When you have to go do things like the Friday night community dinner,
But in
which was
Pensacola, we were an hour from Atmore, Alabama. Everyone stayed in Pensacola, and that was fine.
yeah, it was. It
So
was
I don't know
also
why it was such a problem. It felt like the busiest year we've ever had. Like there was not a minute of spare time. We did no silly TikToks or anything.
we always say we're gonna do silly TikToks. I keep
We did
forgetting we
one
have a
last
TikTok.
year. We
I know.
played games. We played games once, and that's it.
That so the community dinner, we can touch on that really briefly because you weren't there. Uh,
Tell me.
the so it was at the Dirty Duck. They called it the Dirty Duck. It was actually called the Duck,
Duck at
but
Woolsthorpe.
they called it the Dirty Duck, and I was like, well, that's kind of silly. And then you look up on top of the building, and there's a weather vane. Literally, the weather vane is a duck mounting another duck, and so I was
Oh,
like,
so it's not like a muddy duck. It's literally a duck because it's a dirty duck.
it's a duck doing the dirty. I'm like, oh, wow, okay, that's why they call it Dirty Duck. That's funny. We saw Melissa Linden there. We saw Grant Thompson there. The
Oh, the
translucent
Welsh
machine,
guy.
by the way. We call him the translucent machine now. That's his name.
Okay.
And by the way, what are these? He's been doing these like are they called squishies?
Squashies. Oh my God, they're so good.
Squashies. He's been chronicling his search for like various kinds and like
I ate
doing full on
squashies.
product
I
reviews.
think I ate squashies before I gave birth.
That was
I
a
don't
long
eat them
time ago.
anymore because I've got gelatin in them. They're really
Oh,
good. They're really good. Squashies are
yeah.
really good.
He's been doing this whole thing about squashies the past week or so on his social
Mm.
media, which everything he does is entertaining, except for the I don't know he films a lot of workout videos, and I'm just like, look at you, you can
Don't make
like
me
lift
feel
a
bad.
plate.
Mm.
I'm
To me, I
just teasing.
can.
I just know he's gonna see this, and he's gonna post a thing like flipping me off. Take that, Carlo, or whatever. That was not a Scottish
That's quite
accent,
good. That was quite good
was it?
for you. Well, for an American, yeah.
Thank you, boy. Okay. Oh, the only other thing I want to say really briefly about the Friday night dinner was towards the end of the night, we stumbled upon this young man named Kai. And Kai makes appearances throughout the weekend. But Kai was, through his own admission, 10 pints in.
Is that it?
And that's what he said. That's what he said. And he was a young guy. I think he's
Very
probably
young.
early 20s. Oh no, was he 19? Old enough to drink, which is what, 19 out there?
18.
18. but he was just clearly inebriated, but having a great conversation with us, and but also, yeah, and he ended up he was a volunteer. He was volunteering on course, and he pops up throughout the weekend numerous times. But he's actually on. He makes obstacle running adventures
Podcast.
pub crawl episode. Which, by the way, Mike gets so much audio and puts together such great WTM stuff.
I am just not interested in doing any work once the event is finished. I'm like that.
Oh,
Done.
oh, no.
I'm out. I'm done. It's over. It's dead to me. Even this, you had to drag me to do it a month later. I'm like, but stop living in the past, Carlo. The past is the best. Let's look to the future.
Well, we will, but we haven't even talked about this. Is too much fun to talk about.
No.
And we're just fast. We're just into Friday night. By the way, so as of say midnight Friday night, what's the bag situation?
As of midnight Friday night. So
Race is Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon.
Saturday morning, we're going live at 11:30. So as of, I think it's about, so Jason drives to Manchester. One of the bags is at my mom's house. He goes to my mom's house. And I say to my mom, feed the kid. Feed him, give him some water. And she's like, yeah, okay. And I speak to Jason. He's like, your mom is lovely. And I could tell she wanted to look out for me. I just need to be on my own. I was like, yep, don't worry. She won't have offended her. I was like, dude, go to my house. Go rest. And he was like, no. And I was like, okay. And then he just goes and like hides in his car and I think crawls into a corner for a while and like dies a little bit. And then
I get it.
as of like 11 o'clock, we don't have the bags. And I think just as
11,
I'm going to sleep, so I'm like, I
11
cannot
p.m.
stay up at, yeah. The
Friday
night
night.
before, 12 hours before going live, we don't have the kit. And I'm like, I
Don't
gotta
have the
get some
kid.
sleep. I know Jason's still up and doing stuff, but I gotta get some sleep. And just as I'm about to go to sleep, he messages and he says, I have the bags. So basically, what's been happening is we've been tracking the flights coming in from Heathrow, when they're coming in, and then going to see if the bags have come in on that flight.
Yep.
And he gets the bags, and it's a 2 hour drive home. So he
Yep.
gets the bags, he gets them in his car, and he drives the 2 hours back to Grantham. And he gets in at like 1:30 or 2 or something really, really silly, goes to bed. And then he's up again in the morning. I see him early morning, early doors. He's out the door at like 8 a.m., heading to race site, ready to set up.
Yeah. Yeah. If by the way, if you're hearing this and thinking, how does Jason do all this? Apparently, white Monster energy drinks is what that is his fuel. White.
Yeah.
So if you're like, what should I get Jason for Christmas? White Monster energy drink. What
Or
about
a
a birthday?
coupon for White
Yeah.
Monster Energy drink.
White Monster energy drink. Do they have they have, oh, of course they have them in the UK. I saw a whole
Because
bunch. He
he's
bought a
living
case
off
of them.
them.
Yes, he was living off them. The guy, yeah, Father's Day, white Monster energy drink.
Birthday,
That's our boy.
White Monster Energy. So he's on
Yeah.
site, he's setting up. We all get on site not long after setting up.
So
Me
fun.
and Will do our usual pre-race pit walk around. I'm feeling a
I
bit more
was there.
stressed than usual. Bit more stressed than usual. Not enjoying it as much as I usually do because
I agree.
so Jason never lets us down, and he still hasn't let us down, and he's not going to let us down. But it's just everything has been so stressful. I'm just like, oh, this
And
doesn't feel so good.
what's crazy to me too is that there was already, and I'm sure you were part of this, but like I remember talking to Jason at one point because I'm like, he seems awfully relaxed for this is before the bags were there. For someone who's like who may not ever get the bags in time.
He's a very
But
chill guy. So
he
what Jason has that I don't have is the ability to be chill in a stressful situation. Um, but I would also say, whilst I sometimes stress out a bit too much in a stressful situation, I'm also very good at coming up with solutions. So,
yeah.
it can be a stressful combination, but it can also be a useful combination. But he
Yeah.
keeps his cool. He really keeps his cool.
And he had a scenario he was telling me like, well, okay, worst case we don't get the bags. Here's what we can do. And it's like, yes, we won't have all of the capability, but we can still put on the live stream. And I was just like, really? Because we've seen situations of live streams past at other events where something goes wrong and then it's just like, I mean, there's kind of a live stream, but it's like one guy standing in front of a
So, I
camera.
mean, we had some amazing stuff at the live stream that Jason has spent months working on. We've got
Yes.
stuff that you don't actually see on other live streams. And I say that working on other live streams, and I know how hard it is to get these things, and I know how much people pay to get these things. we had graphics galore. We had
That was,
we had a
yep,
ticker tape with news that you could update, although there wasn't that much news, but that wasn't the ticker tape's fault.
wasn't the point.
Weather, clock, like there was so many things. We had automatic things coming up saying when obstacles were opening or
Obstacles are open. Yep,
closing. But
yep.
what we did have is we had phones and we had SIM cards. Crappy signal. That's a big problem, but we'll get to that.
Like, yep,
We had phones and we had SIM cards. We had a screen. We had several laptops. We had iPads. We would not have had like there would have been a lot of stuff we would have lost, but we still would have had stuff. And we would have just had to buy like a crap ton of gimbals, basically,
yeah,
which would have
yeah,
been
yeah,
a waste of money, but still doable. And we still would have made it work. And I think that's a great nod to Jason and what he does, that he would still be able to pull something off with none
yeah,
of the kit. And even the fact, and what I love is his mobile studio, is that he pulls all of that off out of two pillow cases.
yeah, yeah. I mean, big
Yeah.
bags, big pillowcases.
Yeah, but the two pillow cases.
Yeah.
It's all done. Like, I know he does it remotely. He does it through a cloud computer, but it's still all done on site.
Yes, I agree. That
And
was
it's
like, yeah,
mega,
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 mega.
mega. So he's chilled. He's starting to get a bit stressed because he's like, why are you guys not here yet? But he's chilled. And yeah, then
Yeah,
we start.
yeah. And I want to say, so I was at, hovering around the start line area during the start, which is a good place to be when you're trying to film things.
Yeah.
To be at the start of the race, pretty important. We were kind of surprised because Chris Rogloski showed up, and we were all kind of like, "What? Chris Rogloski's here? We didn't know she was going to be here." Although we had heard rumor that she was coming all weekend because
It was
she'd been
like,
over
is
in
she, isn't
France.
she, is she, isn't
Yeah,
she?
literally, like I heard for sure she was coming, and then for sure she was not coming, like four different times.
Yeah.
And then there she was in her little Star Spangled Banner shorts,
Little,
right? Her little like, look at me, Star Spangled Banner. I know there was a lot of, as Americans heading over, there was a lot of like, where's Sean? Where's Clinton? Where's Sean? Totally understandable because they, since 2014, whatever it is, we've always had Sean, and then we had Clinton off and on. And HQ was very much like, love those guys, but like you're in the UK and we've got our guy, we've got our
yeah.
Sean, and I forget his name. Do you remember that
Bobby.
gentleman's Bobby? I'd never seen Bobby's start line thing. That like
I didn't see
fantastic,
it. I don't, this is the thing. This is the only thing that you miss with live streaming is you
fantastic.
don't see a lot of stuff.
Yes,
There's a lot that
he
you
had
don't see
he
or
had
don't
people warming
feel.
up. He had
Yeah.
elites like leaning on each other and doing all these like just fantastic energy, and everyone. What I liked
He's
was
good.
everyone was like into it and playing
Yeah.
along. Like even the non UK, like Austin was like, hey, I'm gonna do this thing and I'm gonna lean on this guy and we're gonna stretch like this. Michael Schutt was in there. They were all doing their huggy. It was just he did a really great job of just like, yeah, getting people. And this is like 90 seconds before the start of World's Toughest Mudder. And people are like juking and jiving. And I'm like, yeah, dude, this guy's like, it's almost like he knows what he's doing. It was
It
fantastic.
seemed fun. It seemed very fun.
It was very fun. In fact, to the point where I was like, this is so fun. Oh, crap. I got to get back to position for start line. And
Do
you have
some
to
work.
like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So 3, 2, 1, bam. Choky smoke goes off, right? The sulfury, we're all
Love
choking at
it.
the starting line, trying to get pictures of athletes. You guys
This
are
is
in the
so
booth
cool.
going like, "Here we go." Will's wearing
Okay, and
probably
a black
probably
cap.
a black cap with no logo on it, and a black polo with maybe our logo on it, and gray athletic-y climby pants.
Yes.
That is what
And what am I wearing?
that is the Will Hicks playbook. I don't know what you were wearing. It was a long
I,
day.
I'm wearing a World Toughest Mudder cap, which I wear every year,
Very
and
nice.
then the black OCR report polo shirt, and then a pair of
Love it.
shorts.
Pair of shorts.
Pair of shorts. I'm
Lovely.
getting excited because I've got everything around me. 10 minutes before the start, I'm like, Jason, I don't remember what I do. I know I use my iPad, but I don't remember what I use my iPad for. How does this work? And he's like, this was 6 months ago. How have you forgotten? And I'm like, I'm busy and stupid.
Yeah.
So he's like, you
Now's
use
not the
that.
time to ask. Yeah.
But I didn't remember what I had to do. Because one of the things I really enjoy about World's Toughest Mudder is that I get to be in control of a lot of stuff. Because what's really hard with some other live streams I do is um, I don't really have much contact with the producers. So like, I don't know when I'm going to be on screen, or I don't know
Right.
when results are going to come up and they'll be up and I don't know when they're going to leave, or like I don't know what's happening. So you just got to follow what's happening on screen more than being like, let's take a look at the results or let's take a recap of blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And I really enjoy that because it's really fun. And with a 24-hour race, there's a lot of time for me to play and get stuff wrong. Whereas if it was like a sprint race, obviously that's just too much to do. It's too much to focus on the very short action
Yeah,
and
you've only
pressing
got
buttons.
22 minutes before it's over. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Whereas here we've got 26 hours.
which
So that was,
is
I'd
my
totally
favorite.
forgotten how it works. But then I realized I remembered and it was fun. And I really enjoy that part of of the coverage is having the live comments from YouTube. So people will just write comments and we'll
Oh,
send them up on
that,
screen. And then we'll be like, hey, so and so's asking about so and so. And that's really fun. And then we can type in people's number and it brings up their results. So you can be like, oh, you want to know about your friend Steph? Here she is. Or let's check out how Melissa Linden's doing.
yes.
Or our friend Caitlin, let's talk about the athletes next time. Let's talk about the athletes next time,
Okay. Okay.
including Caitlin and
Yes.
other athletes that got a lot of shout outs. That was very memorable. Um, and that's some really fun stuff. We had some other really fun stuff that didn't work out the way it should have done, but should work out next year. There's
Yeah.
always stuff to improve. That's always good. You know, straight after it's like, what do we do better? And
Of
me and
course.
Will are
Yeah.
like, maybe we have a plan of what we do, but
Eh.
mm,
Well, one of the things that was, I think, despite the fact that we got everything up and running and we had our full kit of things and we had our rabbits and everybody was jazzed up and raring to go with charged batteries and gimbals and everything. One thing that, and this is just the nature of, you know, uh, of live streaming and being out in other areas, is that sometimes there's just parts of the course where you just don't get good signal.
well, this is a really frustrating thing because what we had done is when we did our course preview, we went around the whole course and we tested the speeds out on course. We were like, look, this. So,
Yeah,
pole dancer, no coverage.
no coverage.
Dip, whatever it was called. You know, the dip, just a big little creek crossing
In
thing.
the creek crossing, yeah, yeah,
No coverage. Like
yeah.
up by Lucifer's Beard, no coverage.
The
And
whole
then getting to those,
back
yeah,
third of the
there was
course,
just
basically.
no coverage. And it
Once
doesn't
you
matter
cross
what
the
you do,
creek, we lost you.
no
Just
coverage.
boop. Yep.
Which really sucks because the course is like this. And although it wasn't like Florida where you had a lake full of alligators in the middle, you still couldn't cross back. Whereas we've been in places where the course has been like this, but people could do this to get out to it. And that's
Yep.
really handy. Whereas this way, the rabbits would just basically, well, either I go back on myself or I just keep going around.
Right.
And so they're covering the course with it. It's really hard work for them. And the athlete and the rabbits don't know what's going on. So like afterwards when we were talking about it, and like FIFA got loads of great footage. And she was like, "Oh, did you see this?" And I was like, "We never had." And I see all of the pictures we're getting in.
Right.
And at times, sometimes we had 5 pictures, sometimes we had 1 picture. Um, and there's not a lot you can do about that. There's not much you can do.
No.
We spoke about this the weekend after because we had the same problem as well in Warzian. And it's the thing is, what you either do is you accept it's an imperfect product, or you don't have the product. Like
Yes.
this is where the technology is. There is not much you can do to improve that technology. This
No.
is the limits basically of
We
what we've
don't.
got for live streaming currently.
Right.
And
We don't
I
have
still
the
think it's fantastic that it can be done with this in a field. But it is
exactly.
frustrating because there's so much we didn't
We don't
see.
have the
And people
ESPN
ran
budget. Right.
so hard.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. I mean, it that's the thing too, is and I've been watching back some of the live stream stuff. I'll like put it on at work in the background while I'm working. As I have a live stream on, I'm clearly working. But and that's the other thing too, is there's times when you're watching the stream and like like you guys pull the camera up for a second and it's a beautiful shot of somebody running with some, but then it's just like, but then it freezes and you have to switch and you're just like, that's, but it's there. Like you could see it. It's like, it's there. Like that would be like, we've got it. We know what we're doing. We've got the right idea. It's just that sometimes the technology is such, and the thing is the leap in technology / costs that it would take to have like perfect coverage across that whole course is like, perhaps outside the OCR report's budget because,
It's
you know,
perhaps it's perhaps outside a lot of budgets.
yeah, exactly.
It's
By the
perhaps not
way,
possible.
I don't want to lose, well, we haven't mentioned this at all, but like having never been there, be like beautiful venue.
Beautiful.
My God, just I haven't seen that much rolling landscape like in my life, I don't think.
Really?
Just with the real castle
Up on a hill.
up on a hill where they're supposed to be based on all the movies that I've seen. Um they had actual hounds. They had the releasing of the hounds like at 6 a.m. or something on Saturday morning or Sunday morning, which I missed because you know how Jack just like leaves without telling you he's going to go do something? Yeah. I was like getting a piece of pizza and I'm like, is that my ride? Like taking off. Piper's like, where'd you go? Anyway, now I just jumped ahead and to the complaining part of the program, but we'll do that later.
We'll do that
Um,
later. It's mainly about Jack.
it is. Well, I could do a whole episode of Carlo's
I,
complaints about
I
Jack.
couldn't. I couldn't. Not my little guy.
Oh, you could. I could.
I couldn't.
If I wasn't so dependent on him in Morzine, I probably could have murdered him.
I've never
Like,
actually wanted to murder Jack. That's the funny thing
aw.
about him. He's possibly the most annoying person I've ever met. And yet, the second that I'm about to, the split second before I'm about to explode, and he knows
Yeah.
exactly what he's doing, suddenly he manages to make me laugh, and I'm like, oh,
Nope. See, I don't get that.
I don't know how he does it. He
I
doesn't
get
actually
the anyway. Anyway. We're
love a good,
we're
love a good.
so the sprint lap. By the way, there were some fasty fast people out there. They were moving.
It was good, wasn't it? And there were a couple of names in there that we. Oh God, I've just remembered how smug you're gonna get.
How smug I'm gonna get?
I just hear Justin laughing in the background.
Why would I get smug?
I don't know. Um,
Because
there was
of
some name.
Patrick Coletta? No one has any idea what I'm talking about, but it's okay. My
Anyway, we're
boy.
not going to talk about the
Oh, yeah.
obstacles.
Oh,
So
you're right. You're right. I am going to get smug, but in the next episode, I just realized the
you're
multiple things I have to be smug about. I'm so excited. Season 3, episode 2, the smug edition.
anyway,
Ooh, I'm so excited. All right. We got like 20 minutes. Let's go.
let's talk about the obstacles real quick, and then I'm going to bed. Um, they kept their mouth pretty stum on what obstacles to expect. Like
Yeah.
they got different names, and I knew nothing. And people don't believe me when I say I know nothing, but like I
Isn't
don't
that
know
frustrating?
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't know stuff. And maybe if I'd broken some, behinds, I would have been told, but I don't want to be told. I want it to be a surprise as well. And there was one obstacle in particular that if that doesn't win every single award for being the second best obstacle in OCR, then they're not worth the paper they're written on.
Are you
Just like
referring
Jack,
to
just like Jack Gores, the second best
the,
photographer in
the
OCR.
second best photographer in OCR, according to that one thing? Are you referring to, by chance, Firefly? So you know what? A
You
simple.
must listen, you must put a video in here. You must, okay? Stick a video of Firefly in.
I think I have that slow motion video that I took
You
that you
should.
guys actually put on those. On that should still be on my phone. I think it's in the Dropbox. I'll take a look and not put this part in it.
Firefly. What a great obstacle.
Simple and effective. That's
Simple and
did,
effective.
didn't have to be
And the
crazy.
best obstacles are simple and effective. And do you know what? You're going to put a video up, so let's just watch it.
You climb up a thing, you jump off into the water. That's all you're doing, except they put some fire at your feet, which was like I wanted to do it so bad. but I
I don't
just
know why
didn't
he
have.
didn't.
I didn't have. I didn't want to get all wet. Basically.
No. And the problem was also the day before. Well, I mean, they didn't have the fire the day before, but also with the water obstacles, we had to be really careful. Because one thing that I like about the UK, and you guys might not, because you know, freedom and liberty, is we're really big on health and safety. So anytime we were near water, we had to be super. We had to have like a couple of responsible people to make sure that
Yep.
person would be safe. So yeah, we weren't allowed to do anything like jump up obstacles, which
Yes,
was
and the bell
really fun.
was it.
It was quite far out. Me and Will had a bit of a discussion about that at like 3 in the morning, I think, and that
Yes.
got interesting because Evan, who's one of the rabbits
Yep.
guys, made a comment about how the guys are hitting it, but only the women like Nikki Cromber, for example, are getting it. Like a lot of women are not getting it. So we had the whole equity equality conversation, which was
Sure.
always super interesting at 3 in the morning.
Fans love that. Live
They
streamers are like,
do.
bring it on, bring it on.
Yeah, and
I'm
I'm
gonna
not going
do
to
a
shut
super
up about
comment.
it.
That a
I'm not
girl.
going to shut up about it.
Um, I will say the one thing about it that was tough from watching people is that I feel like it was actually most people probably could have made the bell if they were allowed to have a bit of a run up. They were
Mm.
really only giving you like one or two steps.
I can kind of understand from a health and safety point of view why
Oh,
they weren't allowed
100%.
to run up because of the texture of the metal. There's a good
Correct.
chance that shoes, especially if it was muddy and wet, you could either slip or your
I
shoes could get
agree.
stuck in the metal and you
Yeah.
fall. So from a health and safety point of view, really good idea. But I do think they should have had different
Some
distances.
yeah.
Like just have one that's shorter.
Because there were some people missing who I'm like, boy, if they had an actual like two steps, right, and a little bit of inertia behind them, I bet they could have gotten themselves out there,
Yeah,
and got the
but
bell. Which
for I think if something's achievable, it doesn't matter. I don't want to get into it.
we don't have to. We don't have to. But
Oh, do you know
it was
another problem that we had that was really frustrating, that was nobody's fault and not in anybody's control, was the drone didn't connect.
yeah.
So we had
We've
like
had
three
bad.
seconds of drone, whereas last
We've
year
had
in Florida, the drone was so good. It was such an
yes.
extra level. And for some reason, like Jason just kept having problems with the program. Like I think they'd updated the program and he just couldn't get the drone to connect. And we got it to connect the night before, and then we got it to connect a bit, and then the worst part is he's embarrassed and sad because he wished the drone would have worked. And the worst part is he went out for like a couple of hours and thought he was live streaming drone stuff. And I was like, dude, where are you? He's like, I'm working. I'm like, no, you're not.
He's like, can't you see my footage? You're
I
like,
was
I can't
like,
even see your.
but okay.
By the way, speaking of the team, I know we've only gotten through the sprint lap. I want to. I mean, I don't think they listen, and that's okay. But Kate and Matt, the race directors, right?
Sorry, Kate
But
and Matt
Kate and
and
Matt,
Natalie,
Natalie, who was our other?
Giles,
Well, of course, Giles. Yes, of course, Giles. But
um,
I just a such a fun team to
just
work with.
everyone.
Very
Sammy,
accommodating. What's that?
Sammy,
Sammy. Very accommodating. They
Harry.
shared information. They were great with like I never felt uncomfortable about having to go ask them about something or hey, can we do this or can we go there or whatever. Like they were just like yeah, I mean they know what we're doing and you know that we know what we're
It was
doing. We're
their
not going
first
to
time
like
working with us. It was their first time
yeah.
working with us, and it was their first time putting on World's Toughest Mudder, despite the fact, they've put on so many, right? Obviously, they're so good at it, and they're such a good team. But it was their first time doing that specific event, and they didn't know us from Jack. They knew Jack and like him, which is surprising. So you figure, okay, well, but no, they're fantastic. I mean, they're the guys that I work with all the time, and I'm very grateful to work with them all the time because they're great. Like I was saying this
Yeah.
before, they're really excited. They're gonna go do a good job. I was not wrong because how could I be wrong? Because look at them.
And I'm excited to see what they take from year 1 and like adjust and then put forth for year 2.
I genuinely heard I'm saying very few, just to be fair, because I don't think I heard any complaints.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Like it's funny going back through and watching, like I said, some of the streams. You can bring up the live comments, and it is funny how I mean, look, and I'm glad we're talking about the tech side a little bit, but it's like it. I mean, look, I watched last weekend was the High Lonesome 100.
Mm.
It's a ultra marathon out in Colorado, and they had a live
Well,
stream.
I think
Yeah,
someone really well known ran that race, didn't they? Have you ever heard of
well, there's a bunch
oh,
of
what's
really
her
well known people.
name? What's her name?
I don't know.
Amelia. Is it Amelia Zoon?
Oh, you're talking about Amelia Boone?
Yes, she ran that
Eighth
race, didn't
place,
she?
eighth place female finisher Amelia Boone of the
Yeah,
High
have you ever
Lonesome
heard of her?
100.
Have
Yeah,
you
yeah,
ever heard
yeah.
of
She
her?
literally, not to say, not to say that we're tight, not to say that we're friends, but I did talk to her via phone call when she was on course. And she sent me a picture of her big toe this morning because she had her toenail removed. But
Oh,
I'm
are
sure
you
she sent it to
wait?
everybody.
Hang on, hang on.
I'm sure she sent.
Are you
Yeah,
are you telling me that you're friends with Amelia Boone?
we hang out.
I have literally never
I,
heard
that's what I'm
that
saying.
ever.
I
That's
know.
crazy. I can't believe you'd
It's
keep
just
something like
she's
that to
just
yourself.
she's a
You're
bro.
just so low key and casual.
She's a
So
bro.
anyway, you
Are
were watching the Lonesome 1 Million.
are we running the Tough Mudder 5K in Colorado next month together? Yeah, yeah, we are. Anyway, but yeah, but what I'm saying is like, and I don't know their budget, but they had drones and they had stuff too. But yeah, stuff gets choppy, dude. In live streams, stuff gets choppy,
I mean, how many
and
times is our stuff frozen today?
yeah, and the people in
We're
the
in a house.
comments, yeah, and we're in hardwired like internets, but yeah, the people in the comments that are just like the picture is crap. Okay, you're not wrong, buddy, but also like, how's that helping? What are you doing? Yep.
It used to really bother me when people would say that, and I'd come to the defense a lot. And literally after Museum, where it also happened, and they came up with so many solutions. And it happens on like every live stream, there is a different problem, and people just don't understand
Yep.
how many problems are overcome, often on the hoof. Um,
Right.
and I'm just like, do you know what? Doing our best, guys. Doing our
Yeah.
best,
In
and if it's not
fact,
good enough, soz.
and let's
Doesn't
talk
mean we're not
about like
trying harder. It doesn't mean we're not going to try and do our best all the time and we're not disappointed. But you being mean about it isn't going to make us try
right,
harder. It's just going to make us go,
like
okay.
here, and here's a great example of sometimes you can't. So we're doing everything we can, right,
Mm.
to keep the stream going. Try to go to places where there's good connection. You got all our little gimbal rabbits doing their thing. Blah blah blah. At one point, early in the race, the whole site loses power.
Oh my
Right,
God. I am so kind of glad that that happened though. Because
everything
like
goes down.
everything went down. Suddenly you just
Start
heard no
start line and
music,
nope.
screens went black,
Start
start
line
line went down.
inflatables start
It,
because all the
it wasn't
generators are
even
dead.
that early in the race. It was like 7 hours in or
Oh,
something.
was it?
It was
Okay. Well, it
quite
seemed like
far
because there was
in.
still bright lights outside.
Yeah, it was never dark though. So, and me and Will
Yeah.
just like, okay, let's have a drink and something to eat and go to the toilet. And it took like 15, 10
Yeah.
minutes. I don't even know how long it took. Like the generator just packed up for a bit and they got it working again and everything was fine. Oh no, we decided to skip straight to the next live stream, I think. So it must have been 8 hours in.
Oh, there you go.
And it
Okay.
also made me and Will go, we should probably schedule in breaks. Because it got to a point where someone just handed me like a fruit roll up and I ate it and I was like, oh my God, I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
I am so hungry. And then I shoveled food into my. I think it was at that break, and then we came back feeling really revitalized and did a better job afterwards. So sometimes from bad stuff comes good stuff. But yeah, it happens. And the only
Yeah.
way we could stop that impacting us is if we had our own power supply. But then, like your own power supply is thousands of dollars.
Yes. Exactly.
If you want us to help do that, support us through Patreon,
That's right.
ocrreport.com forward
Yeah.
slash Patreon. I don't know.
That's if you just yeah, I'm sure you can get there by doing something like that. Well, this is
So
going to be a
yeah,
six-part episode, so
it
it's okay.
is. It is. It's going to be a
It's
very
okay.
long episode. So there we go.
So,
That's the sprint lap and our technological issues in the
and
first
we
part
talked
of the
about
race.
one obstacle. We talked about Firefly. Let's get into obstacles. Firefly. Let's talk about something else for the next 20 minutes. All right.
Okay, well,
But it was
Firefly was my favorite obstacle. So
oh, absolutely.
some obstacles are so good. That's all
Yeah.
you need to talk about.
It was I mean, what was so fun about it is getting to climb up it first off. And
Yeah.
so the way they treated it was
Well, we've seen the video.
if if you didn't want to do so, the penalty, if you chose to not do it, they basically you still had to go up to the top of the platform. You had to climb up, wait 30 seconds because
Yeah.
they're trying to make it time. Come back down, and then you had to go do the penalty. And I can't remember.
Oh, I don't remember what the penalty was.
Was that the one you had to like take knots out of rope?
Ah, yeah. And what was it called?
Maybe
It had a good name.
not Nottingham should have been.
No, no, but that would
Uh,
have been good. They came up with some
Thank you.
really good names.
Dude, the obstacle names. Perhaps if we're going to talk about obstacles in part two, I'll have a list of the obstacles because
Maybe. Well, if
this.
anybody's interested in the meantime in learning about all the obstacles, almost all the obstacles that were at World's Toughest Mudder 2025, they can, of course, go to the OCR report page where there is a video of obstacles at World's Toughest Mudder 2025,
The
filmed and
YouTube
edited
page.
by me.
That was good. It's really
I'm
good.
quite proud of that.
You can watch Jason climb on all the obstacles, and the rest
And
of us were
talk.
behind him, kind of
And I
laughing,
fell
going,
over.
"You did." I think I have video of that, or no, the first person video that you were
Will be
taking
on
as you
Jason's
fell over.
phone. That's on
Yeah,
Jason's phone. Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
somebody's got a video of me falling over, I think. That was good. It was fun. I didn't break my ankle, thank God. Could you have imagined? You're looking at your watch. Okay. Have you got any thoughts on things? And let's carry this on next week.
Yes, I have one thoughts on thing. It's completely unrelated to this,
That's
and
fine.
I thought about. I was texting with my buddy in Albania the other day. We were talking about music, and I love talking about music. So, Fran,
Carlo.
give me the name of one, two, three albums that you can pretend it's like 2002, right? And you don't have the ability to have every music song on Apple Music in the whole world or Spotify. Name me an album that you can just put on and listen top to bottom without skipping a track. Like you're like, I love this album through and through. I'm just going to put it on, and I don't even feel the need to skip a track. Do you have
So,
any albums like that?
interesting story is we used to do a lot of driving. We used to drive like to Italy. It's
Oh
a
yes, yeah,
long
yeah.
way. It's a long way
Childhood.
for small people. And I need to listen to music in the car or on planes or I get travel sick.
Understood.
So, but part of the difficulty of packing for those trips was you didn't have much space for media, like tapes, the cassette tapes. And so I had a couple of cassette tapes that I listened to over and over again and really liked. Some of them were just
Yep.
like the best of 1963. So they went through a period at Woolworths where you could buy like the
Ah,
best of 1961, the best of 1962, the best of
yes. Oh,
1963.
Worldworth. Wow.
Yeah, really good. So I like just those, but that's not an album. But one of them that I really enjoyed was Carpenters. That was a tape that got listened to a lot. I don't know what
Oh,
album, but the Carpenters. But albums that I could listen. Do you know what album I killed was when I got married and I screen printed all my wedding invitations and menus and loads of stuff, and I did them like
yeah.
four colors, and it was a lot of work. I listened to Amy Winehouse Back to Black over and over again. I
There you
don't
go.
think I could
See?
do that anymore because I think I killed it. But what album could I listen to without skipping a track? This is the problem. I've become spoiled by technology and the ability
I know
to
we
skip
we all have
tracks.
exactly. Yes.
We
Yes.
don't listen to albums in the way they're meant to be listened to anymore.
I agree. I agree. That was part of our my buddy Kyle and I. That was part of our discussion. Was just that you
This
just
is
don't. And he's in Albania. He doesn't have the same. I mean, he saw Spotify and stuff, but he still has an iPod that he listens to that's got
Do you know
full
what?
albums.
Do you know what? I'm going to
No.
cheat and look at my Apple Music app because that's
Oh,
what I used to have before I moved to Spotify, and that's got actual albums that I would listen to.
okay.
Um, oh, Florence and the Machine, a
Okay.
couple of albums of hers. Well, I've got four albums on here.
Top to
Three are by
bottom. I
Biffy
like it.
Clyro, and one is by Florence and the
I
Machine.
don't. I don't know who that person was. You just said.
Biffy Clyro is just it's a Scottish.
Okay.
How's that all I've got? How have I only got four albums? Where did all my music go?
I don't know.
Where did all my
I don't know.
music go?
Babes, this is
So
not the
yeah,
time.
I'm sorry. How about you?
Um, well, I thought you'd never ask. So there are a few. and I will go briefly because I only know this because I just talked about this the other day.
All my music's gone. I've got 4 songs left on Apple Music, including everything I bought.
Don't pay your bills, babe. They kick you out.
But it was my music.
Well, not anymore.
Okay, your turn.
Apple is very fickle. There's an album, and I think to this day, it is still the highest selling independent record of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And it is by a band called The Offspring. And it was their big Smash debut, literally called Smash. The Offspring's Smash. And that's the one that's got all their like classic hits from like 1993 on it. So The Offspring Smash, if you haven't, top to bottom. And I know every song in order. I can probably sing every song in order. There's one song that's a cover that they do, and I'm like, what is this stupid song? But it doesn't matter. I just let it go. I don't skip it because it's so good. So, The Offspring, Smash. Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. So many good, top to bottom. There was two more. Well, one is Cheating because I've been talking about it the whole time we've been doing this podcast, which is the most recent Jack White album, which is literally, it's called No Name. And I literally put it on. I'm going to put it on as soon as I get out of here when I go run. Top to bottom, just knocks my running shoes off. No skipping whatsoever.
I
And
know
what was the
albums
other
that
one?
I have listened to top to bottom multiple times, but that's not happened in a few years. But I think,
Okay.
I want to say the most recent one would have been a Florence and the Machine
Florence and the
album, and
Machine.
that would have been 2020.
And there fire.
But not that one. But not that one.
That one?
Not that album. It would have
That's the only album
been
they have. They have no other songs. Just that. There's a point.
not even that one. I don't even know what it would be called, but it was a really good one.
I always get the singer from Florence and the Machine, and
That's Adele. That's Adele.
that's who I get mixed up with. Wow,
Yeah.
perfect timing. That's exactly who I think of.
Oh no, I'm playing
Okay.
music now. Didn't mean to do that.
No.
But yeah, I don't remember which album, but I listened to that a lot. And I went to Morocco, and I listened to it like all the way driving from Marrakesh through the Atlas Mountains, and it was really good. And it reminds me of that trip very much.
I've been to neither of those places, but that is something we can talk about on season 3, episode 2 of the Fran and Carlo Get OCR Adjacent. Thank you so much for putting up with this.
Thank you.
We did not get very far, and it's okay because there's not a lot of events going on right now. We can talk about this for the next 3 episodes.
Oh,
People
four
have.
maybe.
We're just 2 months late to the party, and I don't care.
I was tired, and you'll learn why in the next 3 episodes.
I don't care, as you would say. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Is that what I say?
Yeah, sometimes.
Do
And I
I?
love it. Yeah, I don't care. I don't
I
care.
don't care.
You say it just like that, and I love it. I love it.
Do you know what else I say according to Mike Stefano?
No.
Us.
What?
Us.
Us?
Instead of us.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Us.
Fran, we're gonna leave.
Call
We're
us.
gonna leave on this before we do our little catchphrase. If you were Will Hicks right now, how would you be feeling?
So good.
So good.
So good.
So good.
So good. So good.
Hey, Fran, this was a long time coming, and it took a long time to get through, but it was fun.
That's what she said.
Yaha! All right. On that note,
Let's do it again.
okay, next week or so.
That's what she said.
Okay, bye.
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 Bye.